All right, just a quick check. This meeting is being recorded. All those who are playing the finals definitely please be on camera. And the ones who have joined as audience members, kindly be on mute at all times unless we ask an audience question. At that point, all those who are participating in the finals, please be on mute. Let the audience answer that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Have fun. Do not type anything in the chat during a question. After that, feel free to share your TILs, your fun facts, everything that you want to do. We will have discussions, we will have origin stories and all that, but in the interest of not revealing any answers, don't do it during the question. Anu, could you please be on mute or I will have to mute you? Okay, let me mute you. Okay. All right. Arthro, over to you. Everyone's here as well as the recording has also begun.
Yep. Cool. So, good evening and good afternoon to a lot of people, and good morning to Vishaka, I believe. I don't know what time it's there.
Good night, no?
I don't
Sure.
know. Yeah, see, it's good morning for her now. Okay, cool. So good morning the next day, by the way. So yeah, it's Monday already for her. Anyway, so thanks for joining in, all of you, and congrats to people, the four who have come over to the finals. It's a Sunday evening again, Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, or Monday. Um, there is some
Someone
scratching
is
noise
not
coming from.
on mute. Yeah, someone's moving. Can you be on mute till it's your?
Yeah,
Yes,
that'll be
thank
great.
you. Thank you. I think
Thank you
that's
so much. Okay, cool. So I think all of you are pretty seasoned quizzers. But what I will do is I quickly and hope all of you can see my screen.
yes.
Okay, so all of you are
Yes, I
seasoned
can.
quizzers. Great. So yeah. So what the rules are very simple. 16 questions, no negatives. Even though it's called infinite bounds, it's finite bounds. Starts at 10, then becomes 11, 12, and 13. And then if no one answers in the first pass, I go back to the original person to which the to who the question was directed, and then it becomes a 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. And
And
after
you
that,
need clue, right? At that point.
I will, yeah. And even after that, like if the question remains open, we close it. Generally, doesn't happen. Like I was telling someone the other day that out of I think around 700 questions that we have asked in the last 53 or 54 quizzes that we have had, there has never been more than like it's been like 0.5%, I believe, the probability of, or point 0, and I'm just mixing up.
Mhm.
So it's very rare you get the drift, right? Cool. And what we will do is we'll start in a particular order. We'll start in the alphabetical order. So we will start with Abhishek, then we'll move to Alden, then we will move to Kala, and then finally we will go to Sanveer for the first 8 questions. And then the next 8 questions we'll start with Sanveer, then Kala, then Alden, then Abhishek. Cool. So that's how we will be doing this. And yeah, we cannot do pounds. I know this is one limitation of quizzing online, that we can't do all those things. We can't also do a lot of things that we do in our offline quizzes. But yeah, hopefully soon we will see you in one of our offline quizzes, people who are not in Bangalore. And what else? Do not overthink, of course. Things are quite gettable, and I will be giving some hints while I am narrating the question. You cannot block me at that point in time. However, once I'm done, then of course you can raise your hand or chat or type, and Mansa is keeping a note of that. And if you want me to block anything, you can do that. Yeah, cool.
Yes.
And whoever answers a particular question, the next direct question goes to the person immediately next to them. So if it is, say, Abhishek answering a question in the first round, it will go to Alden. And if Abhishek is answering a question in the second round, the next direct question will go to Sanveer. Pretty easy peasy rules. And we will get started in exactly, yeah, this is my lame safety slide. You'll see a lot of these. Okay, so once you give me a thumbs up, I will get started, and Mansa can relay.
Yeah. Start.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Okay. So we will start with Abhishek. And this is question number 1 on your screen right now. I'll just read out first. So this is 1940. Oslo is under Nazi occupation. And with familiar symbols of national pride banned by the Nazi occupiers, Norwegians turned to something almost absurdly ordinary and commonplace. It became a quiet way of solidarity and taking a stand against the Nazi regime. What did they wear? And familiar symbols of national pride would be pins with the king's face on it, or some pins with some uh, party symbols or something like that. And what they replaced that with, because all those symbols were banned, was something very commonplace, something very very trivial in nature, has a very strong connection to early internet. But yeah, I'll stop here. I will not give any more hints until
Uh,
nowadays.
uh, Sorry, can you just repeat? It has a strong connection to early what?
Early internet, like,
Early
so for
internet.
example,
Acha.
early internet. So not from a technological perspective, but this particular item was part of a very interesting chain of exchange or barters, where one particular person from Canada started with this particular object, and after I think 14 or 15 barters or exchanges, successive barters or exchanges, ended up with a house, right? So this particular item is very famous that way also. So you don't have to know all these things. Just think of something very commonplace, something, a piece of stationery that we use in office as well as our houses a lot. And just give me the name of that. I'm not looking for any brand. I am just looking for a common noun name of the object.
Can I ask if this? Acha, can I ask? Acha, but you won't give any more hints. This is the second round, right?
You can ask questions. I've not given any more hints. So if you
Hmm.
you can ask a question, but then
No,
I'll
what I
ask
was,
every. Yeah.
what I want to ask. Okay, I'll ask the question after that. Then you decide whether to answer or not.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this is this commonplace object? But is this something that Norway has given to the world? Is this a Norwegian thing?
Uh, seriously don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, but yeah, I will not say yes or no to that.
Okay,
I genuinely don't know at this point in time.
okay, sure.
no, it's not. By the way, I just double checked it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
The VAR team has checked. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. Mm, this is something both men and women both did.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Neckwear, scarves, ties, cravats. It's a cold country. They would wear
Fair enough, fair
so
enough.
the national
Yeah,
flag and all that. Right?
yeah, yeah. Not that, not that. We will move on. We'll go on to Alden.
Mhm.
Did you mention something about stationery? Was
Yes, yes.
so it is some kind of stationery.
Stationary object that you use in a lot of scenarios, like office, home, schools, absolutely everywhere.
Is it a paper clip that they would wear on them?
Yeah, yeah. I'll give it to you. It is a paper clip. So they started using paper clip as a sign of resistance or a sign of quote unquote disobedience to the regime. So that's why I said that okay, there is a strong early internet connect, because one of the early internet challenges was called the red paper clip, where people, this particular blogger from Canada, I think in 2005 or 6, one of those very early years. It seems very weird to say 2005 or 6 as early years, but anyway,
Then I sort of remember there was also like a red scarf or something that they used to wear as a symbol.
Yeah, but
Am I wrong about that? Or-
Which is why I said that.
Yeah, which is why I
I'm
thought you
sorry.
got it right. So I was
He
just
gave
like,
the
I
stationery as the.
no.
yeah, so that's what.
I forgot about that about the stationery thing. Otherwise, that's what I was thinking of
Uh,
scarf.
Fair.
no issues, no issues. But good track, both of you. Like and Alden gets the points. And fun fact about this is like I don't know how many of you actually. So yeah, Alden gets 11 months. Huh?
Yes, done.
And the fun fact about this whole paperclip is I don't know how many of you ever called it a gems clip or a gems clip, something like that.
Yeah.
And then yesterday we went on a rant about like why do we call it a gems clip? So I didn't know at that point in time, and then I figured out that the biggest manufacturer of these paper clips was called the name of the company itself was GEM. So that's how it became a common noun as gems clips. At least a lot of like older Indians like us, like they used to call it gems clips. So yeah,
Yes. Yes.
that's the answer. So why gems clip, right? But yeah, Gem was just a company. So Alden, congrats, you open the account for yourself and for the entire finals. So the next direct will be to Kala. Kala, whenever you're ready, we will pass on this, and just to warm things up, like Kala loves coffee. So Kala, like and at this point in time, just like making small talk. So we got an accidental pack of coffee delivered to us, right? And it's by this company called Chibo. I had never heard of this, and then I figured
It's a
out
German brand.
yeah. And then I figured out it's one of the biggest coffee chains in Germany, and of all the things that they owned at some point in time, they had ownership over the Davidoff brand, the Davidoff coffee brand to be more precise, and the cigarettes, of course. So yeah, so cool thing. So call back to Kala, and she loves asking German questions
And coffee questions.
and coffee questions. She loves coffee and cats. Yeah, things very close to
The
her heart.
next question would be to Kala, right?
Yeah. Next
Oh.
question is to Kala. So that's why I was like, bringing Kala into the
I
picture.
thought you were just having small talk with the Kala. Sorry.
I wish I could pretend I sent it to you and it was not an accident, but
Now you know, Kala. Now you know he's hinting.
Yeah. Actually, I actually asked Mansa that, okay, do we know anyone from Germany who is sending us German coffee? Anyway, like, okay, I don't want to bore anyone. Okay, and I was not dropping any hints. It's just a story I wanted to tell you guys. Cool. A story that I found interesting. Of course, I don't know about the others. Cool. Question number 2. This is a direct for Kala. Kala, you're playing for 10. This is question number 2. It is about 1806 when Napoleon imposed this thing called the Continental System, which was basically a trade embargo on a lot of countries, and it made cocoa very scarce and expensive. So in Turin, Italy, chocolatiers began experimenting with something non-cocoa but abundantly available in the Piedmont region or the Piedmont region, right? Uh, the result becomes Gianduja, a classic of Italian confectionery, and eventually inspires a much more famous brand. I'm just asking for the brand, and I'm not yet finished with my question, so I'll just give people a bit of context. So when they start experimenting with something non-cocoa, don't again think of any brand, think of something very naturally available. Okay, as it says, abundantly available in the Piedmont region. That's number 1. Number 2, the product that came out, Gianduja, is very, very close to like chocolate, right? It's a classic Italian chocolate-like thing. But yeah,
Abhishek
it's not.
has raised his hand. Sanveer, sorry. Sanveer, any doubt or are you blocking?
No, I was just blocking it.
Oh, you blocked.
Okay, ठीक है. I will not reveal anymore. I just wanted
Just
to give
read
those
out the
two.
question anyway. ठीक है, stop.
Yeah. Okay. So which brand came out of Napoleon's continental system in 1806?
this must be Nutella with
Oh,
hazelnut.
brilliant crack! Brilliant crack!
It has 2.
Brilliant
I,
crack.
I actually asked a question about this in my last quiz. So they're destroying forests in Turkey as well as the palm oil, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. And it is Nutella, and something non-cocoa is of course hazelnut, right? So they used hazelnut and palm oil and milk and all those things to create Nutella. So again, a couple of very interesting facts about this. So and this is why I do, or like this is I think why quizzes love what they do, right? They connect things. And Giandua is actually short story time. Giandua is actually a very popular character, a comedic character or a comic character from the Piedmont, Alba, Turin, that region of Italy. and it came Giandua was established from this Italian comic movement called Comedy dell'arte. So basically, the art of comedy, and art of comedy also gave us of all the things slapstick, right? So now, if anyone wants you to spend 5 minutes talking on Comedy dell'arte, you can talk of slapstick, you can talk of Gyanduha, and from there you can talk of Nutella, and you can talk of how deforestation is happening. So yeah, cool. Okay, let's stop. Kala gets 10. Great crack, great crack. It is Nutella. So the next
Sanveer.
question goes to Sanveer. It's Sanveer's direct. Let's see what we have in store from him for him. Question 3, 1947. A new basketball team, AB, it's a two-word team, is born in Minneapolis, a city surrounded by lakes and proudly known as the land of 10,000 C. C is like a blank. 13 years later, the franchisee moves to West Coast, but decides to keep its original geographical identity in its two-word name DB. So basically what means is, if you look at AB and DB, B remains the same, and just A changes to D because of the geographical shift in the location. So which team? And it's a basketball team, one of the popular NBA teams. So yeah.
Is it A, B, C, D are the starting letters, or they are just the
No,
first?
So AB, so think of it this way, like for example, if there is Chennai Super Kings, if that is Chennai is A and Super Kings is B,
Okay.
and it moves to say Mysore, it becomes Mysore Super Kings, something like that.
they're
My
not
point is-
representative, is what.
They're
my
not-
point is the answer doesn't start with D and B.
No. Instead of XY, I put it because I wanted to fit in 4 letters. That's it.
Abhishek, we saw you raise your hand. No worries. No more clues.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But raise your hand on the tool.
I could be. Sorry.
I can't
Actually,
see.
because I was. Okay, fine. Since we're now on video, I thought that maybe raising my hand will be visible.
Yeah. It
So
did
there are
happen.
enough hints in the question itself.
No, that's okay. No, I mean, yeah, I could be wrong. I just think that I have
No
an
issues.
idea.
No
Nahi,
issues. No
that's it.
issues.
The
So, yeah.
thing is, the grid only shows me 4 at a time. So by chance, I might.
Okay. Okay, right.
There are lots of hints. So, Sanveer, whenever you're ready, we'll take an answer from you.
To give me just 1 second. 1 second, please.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, Minnesota Vikings. And so this is a new name. The new DB is Minnesota Vikings. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. No, because they moved to West Coast. Okay, but yeah, not Minnesota Vikings. So this moves on to Abhishek, and he's playing for 11 now.
So I'm guessing this is the land of 10,000 lakes. So Minnesota lakes, which became Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah. Perfect. I intentionally left the first lakes so that people understand that, okay, when I'm talking of land of 10,000 sea, and just before that, if I talk of surrounded by lakes, so it is land of 10,000 lakes. So yeah, this is I think it was called Minneapolis Lakers, and then they moved to West Coast, but decided to keep their original geographical identity about the lakes intact. So Minnesota Lakers becomes Los Angeles Lakers. So yeah, that's about it. Abhishek. You get an 11 for your effort. That's great. So people are getting on the board. That's good. So next direct question is to Alden. Alden, if you're ready, I'll move on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Okay. Question 4. This is 1970s. A Bee Gees song becomes a dance floor phenomenon It's pretty popular even now. And decades later, in 2008, AHA. I'm not going to expand on what AHA stands for because that's going to be a giveaway. Someone is pinged.
Abhishek is just blocking. He's just
No,
reading
no.
out the question, Abhishek. No more.
Yeah,
No,
certifies,
no, no. I know.
Yeah. No.
certifies that its rhythm is remarkably close to the ideal rate for a life-saving emergency procedure, and they begin using it to teach the public which procedure. Uh, Again, I'm not going to give any hints per se on what AHA is and all those things.
Yeah.
Just that.
I'll answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is CPR.
Yeah, this is CPR.
And
CPR. So
great office episode. So
Yep. Yeah, that's the callback that everyone has.
Yeah.
That when it came up, I think the interesting part is, so two things before I go on my rant. So first thing is, like, and of course the song is Staying Alive. So Staying Alive has a beat of around 103 to 110, I guess, which kind of matches the BPM, normal BPM of 105 to 120-ish, I guess. Abhishek, please correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, they figured that out. So
No. You finish after that. After that, let me get it. Yeah, you finish.
Yeah. So two interesting points. So number one is, of course, everyone talks about The Office, and I think it came about in a 2009 or a 2010 episode. And supposedly it was put in the episode just to make it very popular to the American public in general. And number two, go ahead,
Sorry,
Abhishek,
sir.
please. Abhishek, were you saying something? I'm done.
Oh yeah, no. So I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, AHA is American Heart Association, and they have the standardized guidelines and have been ever since the beginning for for BLS and ACLS. BLS is basic life support. ACLS is advanced cardiac life support, which is what CPR is part of. CPR is part of BLS also. So the thing is that all the things there. So the thing is, about 10 years ago, this 100 to 120 you see now, it was actually earlier 80 to 100. It was about 100. Now actually you're supposed to do it more than 100. So I mean, that's what we know, because the Staying Alive song does come in the context of this thing. Like, people in the Indian medical community, people who don't always listen to Western music, American music, all that, they also know the song purely because of this.
Yep.
But the thing is, technically speaking, that song is slightly now slower than the compression per minute rate that is currently there. So, I mean, to my mind, one of the songs that is probably, I mean, this is just my opinion, one of the songs that is actually properly representative of this is, I don't know if you remember, it's called In Motion. The song is called In Motion. It's part of the Social Network soundtrack. If you remember, no, this is my opinion. This has not been officially thing anywhere.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if you remember the scene where the first time this guy, what's his name, Zuckerberg, has this website where he's ranking girls and all that, and that entire scene that plays, the whole montage of Harvard and then how he's doing it, that entire montage is set to this background, the dug kind of background. So Nagavi, so that is more appropriate to the 100 to 120. Staying Alive is slightly slower now.
Everybody,
So this is my opinion.
Homework for you. Listen and confirm if Abhishek is right.
But I think AHA has also recommended some other songs also. If I'm not wrong, they've very recently changed. The whole list of songs.
This is not this is just my thing. AHA is not saying this song.
Perfect. So that gives you 10 points, Alden, and the next one moves to Kala.
Yeah, so I think for teenagers, for pop culture reference, the song that they recommend or is unofficially recommended is Baby Shark. So yeah, do. So yeah, that one. Yeah. Anyway, Alden gets a 10. And so we move on to Kala for question number 5. Great quizzing, guys. Thank you for that. Yes. Swiss chemist Jacques Brandenburger wants to create a tablecloth that won't absorb spilled wine. The experiment fails, but produces a transparent product with an entirely different future. Okay, now when I talk of different future, it has multiple usage across industries, across context, across use cases. But one pretty interesting use case was by Foley artists. Now, Foley artists, if anyone doesn't know here, I'll just explain. I'm not going to give any hints. So Foley artists are the one before advanced audio and video technologies were discovered in Hollywood. So Foley artists would be the one who would make those noises artificially. For example, people walking on leaves, dry leaves, right?
Mhm.
Then something frying on a frying pan or sizzling on a frying pan, right? Or a
Like
fire,
a hot shot, fire,
right?
lifting up clothes, gunshot.
Right. So Foley artists found this particular object or the product, and they started making absolutely 100% accurate imitations of those noises. And couple of things before you guys start blocking me, because this is I want to give those hints. Number one is a lot of people think that okay, it's an artificially it is an of course an artificial product, but it actually is derived from I think a couple of naturally occurring polymers kind of thing. So that's number one. And number two, it's still in use. It's still in use. I'm not looking for a brand name. I'm just looking for the common noun of what did Jacques Brandenburger invent in 1908? Kala, this is a 10-pointer for you.
I will guess bubble wrap.
Okay, bubble wrap. Great guess, great guess. Not bubble wrap. Not bubble wrap. Slightly newer. Bubble wrap is a bit newer. So yeah, this becomes an 11-pointer for Sanveer. 1908. Wanted to create a tablecloth that won't absorb spilled wine. So basically something which is waterproof and goes on to create a transparent product with an entirely different future. Bubble wrap is not right.
Packaging film, the thin packaging film. I don't know. There's a specific name for that.
Packaging film.
Thin film or something like that.
Can you be a bit more specific? Because if you say
It's the role of a packaging, thin packaging. I know there's a specific name for that, but I'm not getting that name. Styrene film or something of that sort.
Because if I have to give it to packaging film, then I have to give some points to Kala also, because bubble wrap is also packaging film. So
But it's completely transparent. There is no like bubbles sort of. It's completely flat. It comes in a roll or a cylinder used to wrap the things, wrapping film, wrapping paper, something.
Okay. Again, I know what you're describing and why you're describing it this way. I will give you some points, of course, because you are almost there, but I just want the specific name of what he invented. So if I don't get any better answer from either Abhishek or Alden, then I will give you either the full or the majority of the points anyway. And this is not going to a round two, so I'm not going to give any more hints, because first Kala, I guess, and then Sanveer, they have put us on a beautiful track. So think on those lines. And yeah, Abhishek, looking at you.
You're on mute, Abhishek.
Yeah. I'm audible.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah. So no. I was just saying. I don't know if this is the right track or not. Is this cellophane?
Absolutely correct. It is cellophane. It is cellophane, transparent product with an entirely different future, used in packaging. But yeah, the Foley artists found out a very unique use case for this, right? Which, a lot of other things that people think of, cling wrap, saran wrap, and all those things, they can't make that noise. But cellophane does, because cellophane doesn't really cling to anything. So that's why, it is more crinkly and crunchy in nature. Now, so a couple of things before I go on to another short story. So I think Sanveer genuinely deserves some points for getting people on the right track, or he just didn't know the word. So what I'm going to do is give us 6 to Sanveer and 5 to Abhishek, because he gave us the exact answer. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
One
Cool.
second, I'm just making a note. So this is the 5th question, and we give 6 to Sanveer and 5 to Abhishek, right?
5 to Abhishek, yes.
Okay.
So cellophane is the answer. And yeah, a couple of quick things on cellophane is and of course, a lot of people think it's like something like plastic. It is not that synthetic. It is actually made of cellulose and something else. I believe I've forgotten the name of that. So cellophane is not as bad as the other things that you see around you. And because of bubble wrap and other things, the usage of cellophane has, of course, gone down in multiple contexts or multiple use cases, including the Foley artist use case that we used to have. And because we were talking of movie recommendation in round one during prelims, so there is a beautiful, beautiful Bengali movie. It's called Shabdo, which basically means sound,
Yes,
right?
Kaushik Ganguly and Kaushik
Yeah,
Ganguly, Ritik,
yeah.
beautiful
And
film.
it is about a Foley artist who starts going deaf,
Hmm.
right? So how does he survive? So it's a beautiful, beautiful picture, one of the classics to come out of Bengal in the last, I think, 10 years.
Last 10 years, 2016,
Yeah, yeah.
the film was there.
Yeah, please
I was
watch it.
wondering what Bengali film is is this in cellophane? Foley artist, yes.
Yeah, so please watch it. Cool.
Yeah, all
So Abhishek, answered a part of it, even though I said that whoever gets the majority of the points, which was Sanveer. So the next direct remains with Abhishek because Sanveer got the majority of the points. So we are going to question number 6, round 1. Great quizzing, and here we go. This is question 6. This is 1923. This guy called, or a designer, Sun Yat-sen, wants a new national dress for this Asian country emerging from imperial/royal rule. The resulting jacket borrows from several foreign uniforms, while its pockets, buttons, and construction are assigned political and cultural meanings. Cultural in terms of the Asian country from which it came, right? About around unity and around being truthful, virtue, vice, and so on and so forth. It starts slowly getting popular in 1928. One of the political parties in the country, they start wearing it, but it receives a very, very cult status, or becomes very popular across the globe when the country's legendary leader starts wearing it in 1949. What is this suit called? Right? I am looking for a specific name, uh, and I have given enough hints in this question, I believe. So,
this this is mine, right?
yeah.
So I'm guessing the country's legendary leader was also its first prime minister. This is the Nehru jacket, the Nehru suit, Nehru jacket.
Okay, I can't give you that because I was looking for something more specific. I was looking for
Bandgala.
so no, I was looking for something no. So Nehru jacket, Bandgala, those are not the answers that I was looking for. I was looking for a slightly different answer. So then this moves on to Alden for an 11.
I mean that I'm confused if who this person is if whether this is Japanese or Chinese, but I don't know what the specific suit is called, but is it enough if I tell you the leader?
Yeah, why not?
Is this Mao, the suit that Mao wore?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Okay, so I was looking for the Mao jacket or the Mao suit.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
called Mao suit itself.
It's called the Mao suit.
Okay.
So I was looking for that, and of course, the Asian country is again a brilliant track, Alden. It could either be Japan or China,
Or
right?
China, yeah.
Yeah. It cannot be anything else. In Japan, the imperial rule, ended a bit earlier than 1923, if I remember correctly. I think late 1800s. That's when
correct. You're right.
the restoration and all those things started happening.
Yeah.
So 1923 is when the Qing dynasty and all those things slowly started getting faded away. So Sun Yat-sen, I think he was a designer. He created the Mao jacket, and of course, a lot of people say this is Nehru jacket, and a lot of people have argued with me that okay, why not Nehru jacket? Because the number one, I have given hints around Sun Yat-sen, Asian country. That country's legendary leader starts wearing it in 1949, and so on and so forth. So that's why it's not Nehru jacket, not Bandgala. It is the Mao jacket. This is the Mao jacket. 4 pockets, 5 buttons, I think 3 lapels. So all these things were around the universal truths or universal virtues of China. And interestingly, the back used to be from only one piece of cloth to denote or signify the unity of people of China. Right. So again, very interesting, very fascinating stories. So this is the Mao jacket. Alden, you get 11.
7. Yeah.
Moving on to question number 7.
Color.
for Kala. World War II. The US military needs to transport cheese more efficiently. So scientists develop a way to remove its moisture and turn it into powder so that it doesn't go bad. It doesn't take that much, room and stuff like that. And this was a very common practice, not only for cheese. I think in one of my other quizzes, I had asked about this, that where they were powdering eggs, right? And that's why sunny side up is like pretty popular thing when it came back after the war. Anyway, here after the war, enormous quantities of powdered cheese remained unused. In 1948, a snack company, I'm not going to name the snack company, finds a rather ingenious way to use the surplus. So basically, they created a very famous brand of snacks, okay, using the cheese. And yeah, you just have to give me the name of the famous brand of snacks that emerged from this snack company. So don't give me the name of the snack company. I'm not looking for that. I am just looking for the brand that emerged from this snack company. And this Kala you are playing for 10. And this is a proper noun. I am looking for that proper noun. Very popular. Yeah, I'll just stop at that.
So the famous brand is the parent company of the snack company, or
No, the famous brand is something that came out of the snack company. So, for example, if the snack company is Coca-Cola, the brand would be, say, Sprite.
Abhishek, are you raising your hand or did you do that earlier and not?
Yeah, earlier. Sorry, should I
Okay.
remove this? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine.
So, Kala, you are playing for 10 for the famous
okay,
brand.
a very random guess from me, Procter and Gamble.
The famous brand that emerges from this, okay, not Procter
It's
and
very
Gamble.
random, yeah.
Yeah. So then it becomes an 11 for Sanveer.
Cheetos.
Absolutely correct. Cheetos. I'm so glad you didn't say cheese balls or any of those things. Cheese links. I always have a hard time defending myself when those things come up because those are also brands. But cheese balls, I don't know if it's a brand, but yeah, cheese links is a Parley brand from India and stuff like that. So yeah, in 1948, the snack company is of course Frito-Lay. Okay, the company which also makes Lay's chips and stuff like that. So they got their hands on this powdered cheese and they figured out that, okay, what can we do? We can create Cheetos, not the healthiest of things, but yeah, makes for a good question. And yeah, Sanveer gets 11 on question number 7.
Yes.
Cheetos is the brand. Cheetos is the brand. So moving on to the last question of round 1. This will be a direct for Abhishek for 10. Let's see what we have. Okay, this is medieval England. Spice, not Spice Girls, Spice X is valuable enough to appear in legal agreements as rent. Centuries later, landlords are still demanding tiny quantities even after the spice has become expensive. Tiny quantities of this particular spice. Okay, as a legally binding thing called an XY, where Y is rent. I'll give you that. Okay, so you just have to give me X. The payment is now almost entirely symbolic. What expression XY survives from this practice? Y I have told you is X. Sorry, Y I have told you is rent. So you just have to give me the name of the spice X. And it's very funny actually. Like, this particular rent, has lasted for centuries now. I'm just going to complete my question. I'm not going to.
I have a clarification. Sorry, not
Yes,
for the.
yes.
So why you
Yeah.
have said rent? R-E-N-T. Rent.
RENT, rent.
RENT rent.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's called the X rent. And a funny story is that, okay, this has lasted for many, many, many years now. And now in certain countries, starting with England, I guess, you cannot, for example, if you want to give your building away for a library or a soup kitchen or something like that, you cannot do it at a £0 value. So you have to give a nominal, say £1 or £2 per year. You have to charge that rent. And this is called the X rent. X is a spice which was very, very valuable at some point in time. And that's when the rent started, where people actually used to pay rent with this particular spice. like how celery came from salt. So think of a very similar story like that. But yeah, just give me X, the name of the spice. And this is a 10 pointer for Abhishek.
If everybody is okay with it, anything more you can tell about the spice?
I'll have to ask the
You said
I'll have
it's
to ask the
becoming
room. I'll have to
okay.
ask the room. Do you guys want any more hints? Is
No
anyone
one,
talking?
no one seems
Right.
to.
You can go ahead and give us hints.
Okay. So think of this spice is something that the whole spice route, or like the spice trade, one of those spices. So there are 4 or 5 of them, right? Like where, yeah,
Sanveer is blocked.
yeah. I'm not going to give any more hints. Think of one of those spices.
Okay. I don't know. Saffron?
Okay.
Okay.
Saffron is not the answer. Becomes an 11 for Alden.
Okay. How do they trade? Did you give any hints about how easily available this spice is? No.
Nope.
Okay. I'll just throw a spice in there, thinking England. Pepper by any chance?
Okay. And why? So pepper is right, but how did you reach pepper?
I'm thinking of like in England, they barely use any spices. One of the few things they use is like salt or pepper. And first thing I thought when you said this was like something to do with salt. Then I was like, yeah, if it's inexpensive, then probably pepper. Or my next guess would have been ginger or something.
Oh, okay. No, so peppercorn or black pepper is the right answer. So the rent was peppercorn rent. It still exists, right? Very funny
Okay.
legal thing that still is in use. I think not only in England, I think in Australia and a couple of other Western countries also. So yeah, peppercorn rent, because pepper used to be very, very expensive, and people actually used to pay their rent using pepper, right? That used to be it used to be that valuable, and of course everything changed after Vasco da Gama's voyage and all those things. So cool. So Alden gets 11 for peppercorn, rent, or pepper. We are ending round 1. I think Mansa would be ready by now with her scores. So Mansa, do you want to quickly share your screen, show the score, and we can then move on?
Yeah. Okay. So we
Great.
had 8 questions so far, and currently Alden's leading the leaderboard with 43. With the last
Ooh.
question, he got another 11 points. So Abhishek, Sanveer is next with 17, and Abhishek, you are at 16, and Kala, you're at 10.
Very close, very close.
Yes. So I will repeat the order changes now. It becomes Sanveer, Kala, Alden, and then Abhi.
Yeah, right. So a quick audience question, and then we will move on. So let me share my screen. And for audience questions, of course, we take answers through the chat window. So just give me a second. Yep. I think we can do it. Sure. Okay, this was peppercorn. So this is the audience question. So this is again World War One. The military needs a new way to keep supplies dry, and the recently invented transparent film proves useful. A decade later, improvements to the same material help solve a completely different problem for commercial bakers. What everyday food does it help transform?
Just raise your hands if you know the answer, please. Kiran, raise your hand if that's okay. Sai, I mean. Sai, you can answer now out loud.
Is it bread by any chance?
Yeah, it is sliced bread. Now, pretty cool things happen at the same time. So yeah, so I think the sliced bread machine was invented, I think, around 1920s, early 1920s or mid 1920s. And at that point in time, bread used to be covered. The sliced bread used to be covered by wax paper, which I think again any 80s kid will see that, okay, like, the modern bread that we used to have previously used to be covered in wax paper, and then of course cellophane came about, and bread started to be sliced bread rather started being packaged in cellophane. So of course that brought the cost down. Number one. Number two is shelf life went up, right, and so on and so forth. So the next best thing after sliced bread was sliced bread wrapped in cellophane. Yeah.
Sai, good job on that. If this were an offline quiz, we would have thrown a Snicker bar at you, but here we are.
Yeah. So that was sliced bread. We move on to round number two. Very, very, very close.
Starting with Sanveer, by the way.
Starting with Sanveer, and let's see. Yeah, order reverses. Rest all remains the same. Let's go. This is from ancient Greece. Narcissus, of course, we know who Narcissus is. Dies beside the water, still captivated by his own reflection, because that was the curse, right? When others arrive to collect his body, the body has disappeared. In its place, they find a beautiful yellow and white flower whose downward facing bloom seems to echo the story. Which flower? Yeah, and this flower, of course, belongs to the Narcissus genus or the Narcissus family. Which yellow and white flower was supposedly left? Of course, it's a beautiful story. It's all myth and whatnot, right? So a beautiful yellow and white flower was left where Narcissus's body lay. So which flower?
I think the scientific name is also the same thing.
Yeah, Narcissus is the genus. So very, yeah, I'll not give any more hints at this point in time. Sanveer, I will just say that, okay, and this is not a hint being given out, guys. So this is just me adding one context to the question, that this is a flower that is more popular in the Western world, right? I don't think.
Can I ask a clarification?
Yes.
Is this flower only showing up in yellow and white, or are there other colors?
Room, shall I answer that?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. No, it can be in other colors, but yellow and white is the most prominent.
Primarily known for being in yellow.
Yeah, yellow and white is the most prominent color that you find it in.
I will say Edelweiss.
Ooh, Edelweiss. No, Edelweiss is a great track, but unfortunately can't give you the points for that. So not Edelweiss.
Hala, over to you.
I'll guess tulip.
Great track. Not tulip, not tulip.
Not primarily yellow and white, I think.
Not
Yeah,
tulip.
which is where my question also clarification
Fair.
came from. Okay, yeah.
So not tulip. So
All-
two flowers have been eliminated.
Oh. So is it my turn or?
Yep. Alden, it's yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man, my flower knowledge is horrible, so I'm just gonna say hibiscus and move on.
Hibiscus. Okay, not hibiscus.
Yellow as a primary shade.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea, so I'm just gonna say it and move on.
Fair, fair.
So it becomes a 13 pointer for the first ever time in this quiz
To Abhishek.
for Abhishek.
You're saying this is found more in the West, not in India as such.
Yep. I will not say not found in India, but we know
Less
it
common.
from a Western context.
Hmm.
Okay, my flower launcher also sucks, so I have no idea. But the answer I'm going to say is actually mostly yellow or white. I have no idea. Oleander.
Oh, wow.
Oleander. Okay. Exotic flowers being named out.
Learning
Exactly.
names of flowers today.
Yeah, not oleander. Okay, so what I'll do is now I'll open it up with a hint again, starting with Sanveer. So now it becomes a 5-pointer for Sanveer, and then it becomes a 6, 7, 8, and all those things. So think of a very, very popular poem written on this flower by one of Western world's most famous romantic poets. Yeah. And something that we have all read, I'd love to believe.
The audience knows the answer. They're waiting to answer. So
Yeah, so Sanveer and the rest of you, the hint would be that a very, very legendary, immortal poem has been written on this particular flower by one of the most popular or one of the most immortal Western poets, one of the most immortal Western romantic poets at that. So, yeah. And we have eliminated 4 flowers: Edelweiss, tulip, hibiscus, and oleander. So, whatever remains, you get to pick from that bouquet.
and just the thing, don't overthink Edelweiss and oleanders and not that complicated.
You're saying there is a poem named after, like
Yeah.
it shares a name with the poem.
Yes. The poem is written after the flower, of course. Yeah.
I'm blocking hints if you're giving any.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything else now.
Okay.
I just said yes to it. Yeah.
It's now a 5-pointer, by the way. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Wait, so will it go 5, 6, 7, or it'll
Yeah.
only be
5, 6, 7, 8.
7, 8. Alden's confident.
Okay. So Sanveer, let's go.
Dahlia.
Dahlia. Good guess, but no. Moves
Oh.
on. Kala for 6.
Kala.
It's daffodil. I don't know why I overthought. Daffodils are actually called narcissus also in German. So, but yeah, the usual.
And the
Yeah.
William Wordsworth poem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Narcissus, daffodils, of course. Daffodils is one of the flowers of the narcissus family. But yeah, daffodils is the correct answer. Beautiful crack, Kala, as usual. So this is daffodils, William Wordsworth. I think we all read in our 3rd, 4th, or 5th standards, I guess. And yeah, so daffodils, of course, belongs to the Narcissus genus or the Narcissus family. And why why daffodils is because daffodils also have a very heavy stem. So that's why the flower droops forward. And you find it around lakes and stuff like that a lot. So it will always be drooping or leaning towards the lake, like how Narcissus was found, looking at his own reflection while trying to drink water from a lake, and so on and so forth. Beautiful story. Yeah, the Greek and the Roman mythologies, they give us the best stories, I believe. So yeah, Kala gets 6 for daffodils.
First
Moving-
question that's come down to the 5-pointer and
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Cool. So
Next
moving
Derek
on,
Alden.
moving on to Alden. This is ancient Rome. Okay. Cato the Younger opposes a piece of legislation, but so someone is saying
Kala is
something?
blocking, that's all. Kala
Who?
is going to read out the question.
Yeah, piece of legislation, but lacks the votes to defeat it. He discovers another way, keeps speaking until sunset when the Senate's business must end. A remarkably familiar political tactic emerges from this ancient trick. Which tactic? Couple of things. Again, Kala, this I'm not giving any extra hints. I'm just like this is a part of my question. So number one is yeah, this practice is still very much prevalent. Number one, and number two
I
is
think Alden has it already.
yeah, okay, cool.
I mean,
Alden's ready. Yeah, go for
yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, this has to be filibuster.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
The
filibustering.
lawyer in him is
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
Yeah, this-
until we get something is kind of the profession.
yeah, right. So filibustering, this is the tactic, of course, but the word filibuster, that origin story is a bit different. Of all the places, it came from pirates, right? Old Dutch pirates, then Spanish and French pirates, and so on and so forth. So I think filibuster, I think the root word was something called a freebooter, right? The Dutch word for freebooter, because pirates should land on any ship and just take over it, and then it becomes a from freebooter it becomes a filibustier in French, and so on and so forth. The tactic is filibustering. Recently in the news, so pretty relevant, pretty current. So this is a 10 pointer for Alden for filibustering his way into this answer, I believe. No, I'm kidding.
hardly
Okay.
much.
No, I'm kidding. So yeah, so this is a 10 pointer for Alden. So
Next is Abhishek.
yeah, a lot of consultants have this. I think I was a consultant, so yeah, I was supposed to have it. I did not. So yeah, I never made a good consultant. Anyway, tomorrow is Monday. Okay, next question is to Abhishek for a 10 pointer. Things are heating up. Okay, this is 2000, and this is again what internet can do with misinformation. So I put it here. A group of Canadian medical professionals, they publish a serious-looking paper examining the much beloved by children residents of the XYZ. Okay, XYZ is a fictional forest, right? And XYZ is the name of that forest. Imaginary mental health disorders of the residents are discussed at length, right? And the paper becomes an unlikely internet curiosity. Okay, which characters / residents of XYZ, where XYZ is the fictional forest. And just one thing, again, I'm not giving out hints or per se because this is part of my question. So when I say much beloved by children, think of little children, not young adultish children, but little children. So they love it a lot. They love these characters a lot. Again, characters loved in India also at this point in time, thanks to globalization and stuff like that. And this paper, I think it was a Canadian Medical Association journal. So these guys, actual medical professionals, they go on and write a paper about the supposed mental health disorders of all the characters or the residents of this fictional forest, or the characters of this. Yeah. So I'm not going to say anything more. Please go ahead. This is a 10 pointer for Abhishek.
Does it have something to do with Winnie the Pooh?
Is that your answer or are you asking me?
Okay, answer Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Brilliant crack. Brilliant crack. Yeah, so XYZ is of course the 100-acre forest. So 100-acre. So I just blanked it out. So 100-acre forest. So the article supposedly started discussing that why Winnie, Eeyore, Piglet, Tigger, all those people have some mental health issues starting with ADHD, anxiety disorder, eating disorder. So that's why supposedly Winnie likes honey so much, right? Which of course is not the way Emil wanted to portray these characters. So this is one of those things where internet goes crazy about these things. And I think the current manifestation of this particular trend is that okay, someone makes a movie somewhere or writes a song somewhere, and people start interpreting it in their own happy ways, and the most viral one goes on to establish itself as the theory. So this is one of those theories, Winnie the Pooh, 100 Acre Forest, and so on and so forth. Brilliant crack, Abhishek. Great crack. Yeah, so these are the characters from Winnie the Pooh, and you get 10. So the next direct goes to Sanveer. I think this is question number 4 of this round.
Yeah, 4 of this round, 12 in total.
Yeah, so here we go. 1816, and this is one of my favorite questions. A group of young writers, they gather at Lake Geneva during the summer of the year without a summer. Okay, I will tell you this story later. They challenge one another to create supernatural stories. Okay, and one of the stories that comes out of this, again not related to this question, is Frankenstein. So a very young Mary Shelley, she writes Frankenstein. Someone else, and that person's name, people have forgotten, is his name is William Polidori. Okay, he creates something called a Lord Ruthven. Okay, Lord Ruthven is a wealthy British, sophisticated aristocrat with a taste for damsels, which is basically he used to date a lot of young women, and a specific tissue of theirs, physical tissue, and so on and so forth. What is Lord Ruthven the first or slash a pioneer of? Lord Ruthven, the characteristics of Lord Ruthven, especially a certain part of it. I'm just completing my question, guys. I'm just completing the question. So a certain characteristic of Lord Ruthven was the first ever time something like this was created in the world of literature. So what is Lord Ruthven the first of, or a pioneer of? I'm not going to give any more hints. I already heard someone ping. So Sanveer, this is a 10-pointer for you. What did William Polidori, create in form of Lord Ruthven or Ruthven? Hints are given.
A werewolf, a blood-sucking werewolf.
Werewolf, okay. Blood-sucking werewolf. I can't give you that. Okay, so this moves on to Kala.
I'd say a vampire.
Yes. Perfect. So specific tissue is basically blood is a tissue, right? So Lord Ruthven, a wealthy British sophisticated aristocrat with a taste for damsels and their money and blood, right? So literal bloodsucker, and even otherwise. So Lord Ruthven was the first ever vampire, and Count Dracula was, I think, a 1895 or 1896 creation by Bram Stoker, which eerily has very similar characteristics to Lord Ruthven. Again, wealthy count, has multiple very beautiful wives. Okay, and yeah, taste for blood, of course, is there. So yeah, vampire. Very cool, Kala. You get 11. We are moving into the business end of the quiz now, the last 25% of it. And this is a direct for Alden. So here we go. This is ancient Persia. Royal soldiers in ancient Persia, they play Shogun, a fast-paced game as a part of their training. And then through the Silk Route and all those things, it reaches Manipur in India, where it is known as Sagol Kangje. Now, these are the characteristics of Sagol Kangje. 7 players per side, no goal posts, and players could even catch the ball to run with it. Okay. 7 players per side, no goal posts, and players could even catch the ball to run with it. British officers, they get very fascinated with the skill and the stamina needed for this, and they help transform it into the international sport X that we know today. Okay, a lot of people believe the sport originated from India. It's partly true. It was popularized. The version from India was popularized. It didn't. No, I'm not. I'm just completing it. That's it. I'm just saying that okay, it originated actually in ancient Persia, the most primitive form of the game. So this is for Alden, and we are looking for an international sport.
So hints are blocked, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm going to take a guess with rugby.
Rugby is a good guess, but unfortunately not the right guess. It becomes an 11-pointer for Abhishek.
Hmm. Can I guess? Okay, I absolutely no idea. I was thinking of rugby first, but then I also thought of this. I don't know whether how correct this is. Is this lacrosse?
Not lacrosse. It becomes a 12-pointer for Sanveer.
Polo.
Beautiful. This is polo. This is polo. So Shogun started off in the ancient Persian courts. The royal cavalrymen used to play it. So of course I changed it to soldiers. Otherwise it would have been a giveaway. So yeah, they started with Shogun. Then of all the places in India, it finally found its place in Manipur. And Sagul Jay literally translates to Sagul means ponies or horses in Manipuri, and Kangjai means sticks. So basically, ponies and sticks. 7 players per side, no goalposts, and players could even catch the ball, as in they could catch it with their hands and then run with their horses and stuff
Wait,
like that.
can you still do that in polo, or is it?
No.
That's the line I should confused because I thought of polo,
Yeah,
rugby, and lacrosse. I mean, I didn't say polo because of this. That maybe the
Yeah,
current.
no. They can't do it even now. So that's why I'm saying
I
that
know.
help transform it into the international sport.
because my hint was the hint that I was gonna ask for is like, are the rules still the same?
Yeah. So they
Yeah,
transformed it,
so
of
that's
course.
why I just went with rugby because seven fast
No.
paced.
Good guess. But very vital, very critical 12 points for Sanveer, I believe. I'm not keeping scores, but that's my hunch. So Sagul Kangjai, polo, yeah, the sport with a goal. I don't know if you guys got the connection.
Very good
Yes.
joke.
Right. So question number 14, it goes to Kala as her direct for 10. This is polo. Of course, the first polo club in India was basically in Calcutta. So yeah, Calcutta Polo Club was the first one. This is question 14. Yeah, this is a very favorite question of mine. This is 1931. The Great Depression has left millions unemployed. In one American town, men line up in the mud, construction workers basically, in the mud while a foreman hands them their weekly pay. Come winter, they dig up a tree in that mud to show gratitude. And yeah, what starts in 1931 then becomes heavily quote unquote corporatized from 1933. So you just have to give me which location, because even though it says which location, which city, if you can't give me the location, like the city is a giveaway. So yeah,
Is this New York Christmas tree lightings
which one?
types at Times Square, maybe?
No, I can't. So the location is what I'm looking for. So is Times Square your
Okay.
answer? I'm looking for
Madison Garden.
Okay. Okay, not Madison Garden. Okay, so then this passes on as an 11-pointer to Alden.
I'm thinking Christmas too, but location I can't think of which one. I mean, I'm going to take a guess based on where there are most trees in New York, and I'm going to go with Central Park.
Central Park.
Yes.
Okay, not Central Park. So this becomes a 12 pointer for Abhishek now.
Is it still 12? Because you've asked two questions, which location and which city. So I think somebody answered
No,
New York. So is it still
so see, people are like, people kind of have gotten the city now, right? So I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking for the specific location. I think if you heard, like, the first answer by Kala, like, she mentioned the city also. So I'm not looking for the city anymore. She has already mentioned the city. So she mentioned, I've forgotten now. I think she had mentioned Madison Garden. Okay, Madison Garden and Central Park was Alden's answer. So So I'm just looking for the location. I told everyone, I guess, like, I think it was clear, right? That, okay, we are not giving points for the city, just the location. Because the city is quite guessable.
Hmm.
So looking at you, Abhishek, you're playing a 12 pointer.
They've eliminated two big ones.
Mhm. And this is a famous location in New York. Obviously, I mean, this is like a world famous known location in New York.
People know of it, yes.
Yes, yes.
And on the bridge, that what is
On
it
the
called? New York
bridge.
Bridge.
Okay, not the bridge. So again, it becomes a 13 pointer, a very critical 13 pointer for Sanveer. A lot of the big ones are eliminated. So Sanveer, here's your chance.
Question has clues.
Sorry?
The question has quite a few clues if we read again.
Yeah.
Times Square crystal ball.
Times Square crystal ball. Okay. No, because I spoke of a tree, right? So no, so not Times Square crystal ball. So then it becomes a 5 pointer now for Kala. All the big locations are being eliminated one by one. So yes, Kala.
So are you giving a clue?
Yeah, so the clue would be I think a pretty popular sitcom was based on the area that I'm talking of.
Okay.
You need an area or like a
The location, the
more
location, the location, the location.
Did did the sitcom title have that area in its name?
Part of it, yes.
Okay.
I'll just say Manhattan. I cannot.
Okay,
Prove
not
on that.
Manhattan. Oh wow, okay. It becomes a 6 pointer for Alden.
Very underrated show called 30 Rock. So I'm guessing
Yeah.
Rockefeller Center.
Yeah. This is a famous Rockefeller Center Christmas tree unveiling that happens every year. It's a huge thing in the New York calendar,
Yes.
annual calendar. Started off as something very humble, as humble as this, that they just wanted to be grateful for the weekly pays that they're getting while millions of Americans suffered. And the Rockefeller family grasped on it as a good promotional and PR material. So from 1933, they started decking things up, and now it's of course a very huge thing. So this is the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. You have an ice skating rink, and lots of movies are like
I think only
have
no,
some.
no. I thought
Yeah.
Arthur
Yeah, Home Alone was, but yeah, that would have been very easy. So Home Alone was like, one thing. Serendipity has this particular Christmas tree as as a reference and stuff like that. So yeah, Rockefeller Center, 30 Rock. Very cool.
Alden gets 6, right?
Alden gets 6. Alden gets 6. We are moving on to the last two questions. This is a 10-pointer for Abhishek. Medieval Japan. A small ceramic figure, Maneki Neko, begins appearing in shops and homes. It becomes associated with prosperity and attracting customers and eventually finds its way into businesses around the world. What familiar Japanese object, mistaken for being Chinese, am I describing? So you just have to give me keywords, Abhishek and whoever is cracking it. You just have to give me keywords, and if I think that the keyword that you are giving me is right, I'll give you points. So Maneki Neko. In Japanese, it's called Maneki Neko. Shops and homes associated with prosperity and attracting customers, and eventually finds its way into businesses around the world. What familiar Japanese object, mistaken for being Chinese, am I describing?
It is still quite popular in the world currently as of.
Yeah. You see it a lot.
There's a small that's smiling Buddha statue.
The smiling Buddha statue, good guess. Unfortunately, not the right one. Becomes an 11-pointer for Sanveer. So smiling Buddha is a great track.
And it's a good answer that's been eliminated also. So.
Yeah, great answer that's been eliminated. Maneki Neko begins appearing in shops and homes. It becomes associated with prosperity and attracting customers and eventually finds its way into businesses around the world. What familiar Japanese object, mistaken for being Chinese, am I describing? You might have seen it in few establishments in India also. At least I have seen.
Yeah. It's there. If I tell what kind of establishment, that gives it away, but yeah, it's there.
I would maybe block at this point, at least.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, block. No more hints.
So Sanveer, here's your chance to get an 11 from telling me what Maneki Neko is. Again, I'm looking for keywords here. So
Dolls,
okay, what kind of dolls?
like
Yeah.
Daruma dolls, one in another, something like that.
Sorry.
One in another, like it has a version.
Okay. Oh no, I understand. Okay, not those dolls, not those dolls. So then this becomes a 12-pointer for Kala.
Are they the waving cats?
Yeah, they are the waving cats.
Yeah, this one.
This is the waving cat. This is Maneki Neko. You have seen it at a lot of places. So not the Buddha, smiling Buddha, not the nesting dolls, which is I think is Russian.
It's Russian.
Yeah.
And then you have Maneki Neko. So there is a lot of theories around if the cat is waving you a goodbye or asking you to come into the store. So there is a whole Wikipedia article I think on exactly that. That is Maneki Neko calling you in or waving you a goodbye. So it depends on the which paw you are seeing and stuff like that, and it also has some cultural context. So I think the Chinese have a different paw and the Japanese have a different paw. And that's a rabbit hole. Right. So Kala gets 12 for Maneki Neko. And we are down to the last question. So shall we go on and do that or do that? Yeah. So this is a 10-pointer that starts with Alden. And here we go, guys. 1980s, a popular Indonesian children's television program teaches generations of Indonesian and South Asian children how to draw. The whole simple landscape becomes so recognizable that people later discover striking similarities with two real. Okay, I have to cancel this question. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, there is one particular word in this question that kind of gives it away. Extremely sorry about that.
What do
this
you
is
mean, sir?
this is that mountains of the
Yeah.
sun.
So I am just canceling this question.
Yeah.
I'm just canceling this question. So what I will do is,
You can ask the global audience question as the.
yeah. So I think I have an audience question. Let me quickly check that because it shouldn't have any kind of things. And what I will do is, I will then try to see if that can be the last question of the quiz. Extremely sorry about this, guys. Just
It gives me time to do the math. One second.
yeah. So silver lining there, right there. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Very sorry about that. So this is, of course, the painting with lots of two hills and
The
which
sun
always
and
looks the same, right? Yeah. The sun and the river and whatnot.
the one we are
Right.
drawing.
So I think people around the world have started drawing it. Okay, so I'll bring it back. The last question still stays with Alden. So, which was this? I just did a quick check. And yeah, this is the answer. And the last audience question now becomes the final question of the round.
Audience
I
don't
really hope, yeah, I'll ask a couple of questions, audience. Don't worry about that. And I really hope that, okay, I didn't make a poo here. So let's see. Audience question 2 becomes the last question. This is equator, prime meridian. There is a place marked at exactly 0 latitude and 0 longitude. It has no permanent population, no buildings, and technically no land. Yet it appears in databases, maps, and even fitness tracking records. What is this imaginary place called? It's a 2-word answer, so it's XY. The imaginary place is called an XY. It doesn't have any building, any land, any population. So I'm not giving any more hint. So yeah, Alden, we're starting with you.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure this is a very real place, and I might offend people from there. But is it Greenwich?
Greenwich, not Greenwich, not Greenwich. Okay, so then it becomes an 11-pointer for Abhishek. Again, I told you guys it's a 2-word answer, XY. Not Greenwich.
I have a feeling you have asked this once in one prelim, which is the last online quiz. I don't know, maybe. I could be wrong.
Could be.
Null point.
Would you want to improve your answer?
Null Island.
Yes. I'll give you Null Island. It is one of those questions that came in one of my previous sets. It was not meant to be for this particular set, so sorry about that. But I don't think that makes a lot of difference. That's what I believe from the points.
This is 11 to Abhishek.
Sorry?
11 points.
11 to Abhishek.
Yeah,
11 to
yeah,
Abhishek.
got it.
11 to Abhishek. Yeah, so that was the last question of the normal quizzing. I don't have any more questions for audience right now. So what we can do is, Mansa, have you done the maths?
I just need 1 second. Yeah, you can think of some fun audience question. I don't know. Just give me 1 second, please.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I will stop my sharing first. Yeah, so audience question, what can we ask? Yeah, I don't have anything handy right now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you in a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you want to go ahead, Mansa?
Yeah, I can announce and then you can maybe ask a fun.
Yeah. Let me also find something by then. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Who's ready? And here we go.
Alden.
Yes. Alden, congratulations. You win the night with 29 points. Great first round, in fact. You already had a big lead there. And coming in second is Kala with 39 points. Abhishek, the last one, actually gave you 37, but just a 2-point difference. And Sanveer tied with 29 points. So congrats to both the first and second prizes and all 4 of you. Great game of quizzing. So thank you so much for playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you had fun. And Arthur, thanks for all the nice questions and stories. Really
Yeah,
good.
always a pleasure. Thank you for everything, guys. Thank you for playing on a Sunday. And I don't have any audience question. I just realized that, which is a rarity.
But we can open
And
it up if anyone wants to ask
yeah,
a question.
or share a fact.
Or share a fun fact also. Yes, of course. Anything. is- I put everyone on the spot right now.
Yeah, why don't you share something?
I remember something from my Bollywood side. Okay. Let me quickly fact check. Open to anyone, by the way, if anyone has a question.
Okay, or if you don't have anything, we can let everyone go. It's a
Yeah,
Sunday.
that.
So yeah, what do we do? Mansa, do you have anything ready? Or
Pro and Mansa for organizing.
Thanks, guys. I have a Bollywood question. If everyone's okay, I'll ask.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So I'm talking about 2 people who entered the Bollywood industry at about the same time, and they are both very, very popular in the industry. Alden, if you know the answer, hang in there. I might have asked offline, but I don't recall. So they both share the exact first name and second name. Okay, so if it's like Manasa Ramakrishnan, the other person's name is also Manasa Ramakrishnan. So they both were really good friends. So one guy went to the other and he said, "Look, we both have to flourish in the industry. So let one of us change our names a little." And the other guy was like, "Okay, I'm ready to change it, but not too much." So what he did was, for example, if his name was Manasa, he just made it into Manu, like just a slight variation. Okay, and they've both become very, very popular in their own ways. One became a mainstream hero, the other one became more of a side character. Both of them flourished, and they both acted together also. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, can you guess the 2 people who? And I'll tell you this before we move on. Think of someone who flourished in the 80s, 90s, that period. Okay, don't think of someone very new. Anyone open the guesses, or if you want to do that
So
as
they
well.
both came. Sorry, Mansa. They both came into the industry. Sorry, this is the sorry, this is the audience question. No, okay, sorry.
No, I mean, it's fun. You can answer. Anyone can answer. But I'm just saying they came in at the same time. And
In the 80s.
audience, mainly it's for you guys because we didn't have another audience question. Anyone? Or do you need more clues?
Maybe one more clue.
Okay, one more clue. All right. Okay, there was a movie in which both of them acted together, in which one guy secretly gets a superpower. Yeah, no, you can answer. Anyone can answer. It's an audience question. Fun, only fun. Can you unmute and answer, please? I think someone answered.
Hi, sorry, I was eating.
Go for it.
Anil Kapoor and Anu Kapoor.
Anil Kapoor and Anu Kapoor is absolutely right. Yes, congratulations. Anu, I will give you a chocolate the next time we meet.
Sure.
All right, so that's it from us. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday evening with us, and congrats to both the winners as well, and all 4 of you. We hope to meet you offline as well very, very soon. And the winners, you'll get something small from us. Hopefully, we'll get it to you very soon also. Kala, especially you.
one quick question before we go for the night. Does this time work for everyone? Because we changed the time from 3:30 p.m. India time to 6:30 p.m. and we did see a particular drop in registrations. While that is not the the main goal, but we want more people to play. So should we keep 6:30 as the time? Because we are planning to do online quizzes twice a month. So should we keep it at 6:30 India time on Sunday or 3:30? Okay. Sai is saying 7 to 9. Okay.
Both times work for me.
Sorry, Abhishek?
No, I said both the times work for me.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So, just before we drop off,
Actually,
small
that is more
minute-
crucial. Sunday
Sorry?
is more of a chance where. No, I'm sorry. I was saying for me it's the day that is more crucial and the timing. So
Okay.
the
So we
Sunday is very
definitely stick to Sundays because some people still work on Saturdays. So
I do.
Sunday works. Quick couple of things. Please let your friends know not only about the online quiz but about the QCO in general. Also, we are trying to build a community, so it would be really nice if you can tell them about us. And let me stop the recording before I do so much.